So, welcome back. And this is my continuous saga of the history of the TV series, MASH. So, I hope more people come along my journey of the season of MASH. And for our first pick, we're on season 3. This is the front to see the cover of the first disc. Now, the constant, a visit from a doctor who said he can save a soldier's leg by using a new arteries transplant technique shown up to drag to the operation when it's time to perform the surgery. Oh, he's drunk. What happens? The person, he gets drunk because the operation. So in the end, Hawkeye has to do it, and the person has to help him. This is the first episode of season 3. So for our next story, a home arrangement. Margaret says she witnessed Hawkeye taking a swing at Frank, but there is quickly a change her story after catching Frank with another female command in the tent. So this was a setup to frame Hawkeye, and Frank Burns is trying to get Hawkeye sent home. So it all goes pear-shaped when Margaret finds Hank Frank with another female commander, so in her tent. So that throws that out. So our next story, Aid Station. Hawkeye and Margaret and Klingon gather a new request for each other after being sent to work together at a aid station on the front. So what happens? They get called to go up the aid station, Klinger, Margaret and Hawkeye, and it's really hard in that, and they're all worried back at the 4077, but they survive. So our next one, Love and Marriage. When Hawkeye and Trapper are asked to give a Klingon bride to be a clear bill of health so she can enter the States, they uncover a marriage scan because running by Rosie's bar. So this was a little scan what was trying to get Cream women to get into America, and Hawkeye and Trapper find out that it's a scam. So they, sort of knock that on the head. So for our next one is the Big Mac. While a video by a General MacArthur has much of the camp buzzing with excitement, Klingon sees the visit as a perfect opportunity to get dressed up and discharged. So what it is, they're trying to stop Klinger because Klinger is trying to get out of the army and he dresses up as a woman. So they do a dress routine, pretending to be for it. But in the end, it all goes pear-shaped. And at the end, he's got Klingon dressed as the Statue of Liberty with the flame, like the statue with its... that's a very funny story. So, payday. After giving an opportunity of 3,000 overpaid, that was in his monthly pay packet, Hawkeye faces arrest unless he can win the money back in the 407 monthly poker game. So looks like Hawkeye's lost his money and he's trying to find a way to get it back so he can pay that. And that's another one of their crazy things. So for the next one, it is white gold. Colonel Flagg takes all the 407 pencils, saying he needs to trade it to the North Korea for information. But that's before he unexpected need for himself. So Colonel Flagg is this intelligent officer who keeps popping up. He pops up again in the later story. So our next story, assignment of Henry. While everybody is happy that Henry is being discharged and going home, Hawkeye and Trapper lay the fact that Frank will be in charge, the new commander officer. So they don't want Frank to take over and be in charge because he will turn it into a military male. So our next one is, there's Hawkeye and Hot Lips. I mean, not Hawkeye, Frank Burns and Hot Lips. I can't remember what Burns is, Ferret Face he was called, because everybody called him Ferret Face. The alcohol of analogy, I think I've got that right. Frank Templey, in charge of the 4077, causes a near riot when he dismantles the Stell in the barracks, officers' barracks and tent, and delays the public. So what he does, he stops everybody drinking, he destroys the Stell. Well, I think he stops the Stell and that in the barracks, in the Hawkeye and Trappers, the mash in their tent. Now the next one, there is nothing like a nurse. Hawkeye and Trapper try to keep one spirit off after the threat of an enemy person drops results in I think it's of all nurses. So I think what happens, all the nurses get taken, if I'm right. I don't know if that's right, but I mean, for the next one, Adam Rib. So Hawkeye drives near, if I get this right, near to inspire skirt of right. So, I know what this is. Hawkeye is trying to get these ribs from Chicago shipped over, and he does some with the spicy delights, and he gets several deals done. So they order these spicy ribs sent to the 4077 in from Chicago, and the ribs arrive just in time for its arrive to a wondrous. So they have to do a lot of dealings to get these ribs and that. And in the end, they get the ribs sent from the Chicago bar to the 4077. So for our next one, a full rich day. Henry finds himself under pressure from headquarters to find a body of a wounded soldier who arrives at the 4077. Their mystery disappears. So this sounds like there is lost someone, and it's like a fun and games and that. So our next one is Mad Dogs and Servicemen. Excuse me, pardon. While the camp continues to search for a dog that bitten Radar. So this dog's bitten Radar and they think he's going to have Mad Dog's disease. Hawkeye deals with a GI who suffers from a dangerous case of hybrid something. So in the end, they find out the dog hasn't got rabies and Radar's okay. So for our next one, Private Lamb Chop. This is quite amusing. Hawkeye and Trapper and Hawkeye work through the night to create a spicy lamb after Radar foolish figures a medical discharge for lamb chop slice to be a major dish in a Greek festival. So they try and defrost this piece of lamb chops and they make out his Major Charles lamb chop, and that is another one of their mad schemes. So for our next one, the Bomber. When friendly fire traps Margaret and Trapper together in the supply room, a jealous Frank finds himself bawling out the three little words Margaret has longed to hear. So he shouts that he's going to marry her because Frank's already married and he's having an affair with Hot Licks Hoolam, Margaret Hoolam. So for our next day, Bullboard, Shirley Temple's movie and a sexy lace lecture by Henry and a cookout provided welcomes its humorous return for the busy persons at 4077. So this, I'm not sure about this one, the last one. So for our next one, our final one of this section is there's Henry and Frank, and this is General Flag are down when Major General Brentford Steele arrives to inspire the 4077. He decides to move and the unit closer to the front, an incense idea, but then the general is quickly insane. So this general comes and he wants to move the 407 to closer to the front, and he's a bit of a mad general, and he even gets the pilot off who's collared, and he starts singing a song and that, and in the end he gets taken away, and he gets sent home. So the next one is Rainbow Bridge. An unusual officer from the Chinese to swap a POW patient near the end of a distance when a jolted Frank secretly brings a tiny gun to the meeting place. So they've got to take this enemy person, and the deal is there's no guns. So Frank in his mad wisdom brings a gun to the meeting point and causes all hell. So next is Iron Gun Kelly. So when General Iron Gun Kelly visits the 4077, his unfortunate decides on the cutting of Houlihan's tent laundry and the arrangement of front scandal and confronts the more dangerous heretics. I'm not sure about this one, so we'll pass over this one. So a hazard day at the OA has all the doctors overworked inside and far and pressure that as the two guests some of the day's countless day and life and death decisions. So this is sort of set round the RR and the mad going on in the RR. So for our next one, springtime. So springtime is in the air as Cullinan learns his sweetheart back in home wants to marry him. Frank and Margaret go on a romantic picnic and Radar falls for a nurse named Louise. So all this is madness and that, and Klingon wants to get out to marry his sweetheart. But as usual, Frank and Margaret puts a spanner in the works. So for the next one, Checkup. Trapper arranged to be a ticket home until nearly Garney. Trapper thinks he's got his ticket home and to a new army registration of the headquarters arrived during his farewell party. So it ends up that he can't go home because the thing has been pushed forward and you have to decide more. Now, life of a father. Father McKinley has his hands full trying to meet the requirement needs of many difficult faiths and so also the needs of those receiving unwanted news during mail call. Oh, that's the end of our third season. So for our fourth, and there's some pictures on the back and showing saying, hold on, we missed father. I think we're missing one. There we are. 1, 2, 3. I've got because this one I don't. I mean, got. Oh, I don't know. I think we're missing one. I'm not sure. Because I think at the end of this season, Love and Marriage. Here we go. I think this is Assignment Henry. Why? I think, because I think the end of this shows with that season is where Henry Blake goes home and his plane gets shot down and Radar comes into the RR to tell them the bad news, if I'm right. Somehow. So for our next season, season 4, and there's the new characters come in. So for the beginning of season 4, Welcome Home. This is a part 1 of a double part story. Hawkeye has to face a problem, the 407, without collared Trapper when Trapper gets his discharge papers. So what happens? Trapper comes back from vacation, and he finds out that Trapper Drummond is leaving, and he gets Radar to take him to where he's leaving, and because Frank Burns is in charge with Margaret and that. So for part 2, Welcome to Korea, Hawkeye misses Trapper by minutes, but the new and a new doctor comes, that is Hawkeye. I mean, not Hawkeye. Hawkeye welcomes the new temporary and surgery BJ Honeycutt to the 4077. So they pick up the 4077. They find that there's someone's nicked their vehicle, and they have to get back to the camp and that, and all trouble. And at the end of there, you got Radar sunning himself and the new commander. So this leads into our next story, Change of Command. So this is where this chap comes in. The Hawkeye, that's Colonel T. Potter and Hawkeye Trapper BJ Honeycutt. So Colonel Sherman Potter arrives to take command of the 4077 because Frank thinks he's going to be in charge, but he finds out that he isn't, because Colonel T. Potter takes charge of 4077. So for our next one, excuse me, I've got a itch on my nose. It happens one night. So during a heavy showering, Frank rallies Hot Lips' tent looking for return his love letters, and Klinger is accidentally shot by a so Frank's gone on the he's upset, and he's trying to get his love letters back from Houlihan, and all man goes off. So for our next one, it's called The Last Captain Pierce. When Hawkeye father is noticed that something happens that Hawkeye is dead. I think this is the one where Hawkeye is dead. Finally, it's no easy matter. The word that he's still alive. So what happens? News gets back to his father saying that Hawkeye's dead, but in theory, Hawkeye is not dead. So for our next one, Hey Doctor. So this is where a famous phone of being tried as Hawkeye and BJ help a British soldier with a ingrowing toenail in exchange for a bottle of scotch. Then they look the replacement for a stolen microscope. So all this is down to dodgy dealings, and this the scotch gets smashed to bits because there's like a sniper and that. I don't know if this is the one with the tank. No, I'm not sure. Next one, the boss. Hawkeye, Radar, BJ, Frank, and Colonel Potter make a wrong turn on the boss travelling track before an enemy soldier helped them get home. So what happens? They find this enemy soldier, and Frank's got this radio, and he's pretending he's trying to get a message back, and in the end they get the prisoner to pretend that they are an enemy ours, and Frank's getting all worked up. This is one of and the next one, dear Minder, whatever. Colonel Potter writes to his wife and discusses all his new collies and mash. So Mavis, I think it is. So Sherman writes home to his wife, telling her about all the people in his new command. So for our next one, the Kid, a group of Korean always makes the 407 a temporary home during a shelling. So what happens? They decide to make the 407 their home and that, and all mayhem goes on. I don't know if it's like a statue, but Omen is Crowville, the captain charter. A wounded captain arrives, claiming he's Christ. So this is what happens. This captain decides he's lost his memory, and he's claiming that he's Christ, the Lord Jesus Christ. So in the end, they get this psychiatrist to help him and that. And for our next one, Dear Peg, BJ decides Frank and the pressure on Father McCartney in a letter to his wife. So I don't know what that is. I think he writes home to Peg and saying about what's BJ. For our next one is Of Moose and Men. Now, BJ helps a sergeant who learns his wife cheating on him. Hawkeye decides with an angry command. So what they do, they send back letters of photos of different women to his wife, saying that he can't remember because she wants a photo back in that. I think that's the one is. So for our next one is Soldier of the Month. A contest is held to choose the Soldier of the Month, while a fair rally through the camp. So what's happening? There's a competition to have a Soldier of the Month, and I think they win a vacation too, and they're all trying to con everybody in that. Now, next one, the gun. The camp is turned upside down when on an old and very valuable gun discharged from a physics commander. So what happens? Hawkeye gets this gun sent to him as a deal, and they try to get rid of it and that and do something. Next, Mail Corps again. Mail brings news of a grandchild to Potter. Some sexy news to Hot Lips and downtown newspaper for Hawkeye, and a letter from his wife and the dog for BJ. No, I don't understand that one. I'm not sure about that one. For the next one, it's the price of tomato juice. After seeing how much Potter enjoys tomato juice, Radar reels and deals to get him a ready supply of tomato juice. But in the end, it turns out that he doesn't like tomato juice. So for our final one of this season is Dear Ma, the camp foot inspection and a minor wound to Colonel Potter are the highlight in this bizarre letter from Radar to his mother. So what they have there, they have an inspection of the feet and that, and their Hawkeye's doing it and that. And this is where I end my season 4, 3 and 4 of the MASH. And if you enjoy this one, I hope you follow me for more stories of the 4077 as we continue to go through the seasons. And I wish you a goodbye from part 2 of the MASH story. And if you enjoy this, please come along for more stories to continue the story next time. And if you like this and you enjoy my little travels and my other things, please subscribe. Please press the thumbs up. It's all up to you and it's your choice. And I'll bid you a farewell for now. So goodbye for now.